A week ago, her legs were swollen, heavy, and stiff. Even getting up from a chair felt like dragging blocks of concrete. Each step was slow, her sleep was restless, and the aching never truly went away. This isn't a rare case, it's something so many people over 60 quietly live with every single day. But here's what surprises everyone. After just 7 days, her legs felt lighter. The pain faded, she could move more freely, sleep better, and even enjoy a morning stroll without the fear of stumbling. And no, there wasn't a new prescription, no doctor visit, and no expensive machine involved. All she did was apply a simple oil to her legs every day. An oil most people already have sitting in their kitchens. One that has been used for centuries but is often forgotten in today's world of pills and procedures. What it achieved in just 1 week, without side effects and without stress, felt nothing short of incredible. This video is for anyone who is tired of the pain, the swelling, and that nagging heaviness in the legs. Because yes, you can ease it. You can feel light again. And it all begins with something as small yet powerful as this natural oil. So stay with me, because by the end you'll know exactly how to use it, what results to expect day by day, and 3 natural combinations that can make it even more effective. Before we continue, leave a comment below with your age and where you're watching from. And don't forget to subscribe to Health 365 so you never miss practical, natural tips that truly work. Now, let's take a closer look at why legs after 60 begin to feel heavier, and what's really happening beneath the surface. Why legs weaken, swell, and hurt. Margaret didn't just wake up one morning with heavy legs. It crept up little by little. At first, it was only a dull ache behind her knees after walking to the mailbox. Then she began noticing her ankles puffed up by evening, even on days when she barely moved. When she bent down to water her plants, her calves would cramp. By the time she reached 72, even standing up from her recliner required more effort than she ever expected. Like many women her age, Margaret thought, well, maybe this is just what getting older feels like. But the truth was, her body had been sending her quiet warnings for years. Her circulation was slowing down. Blood vessels that once pumped easily had grown stiff and narrow. Blood wasn't flowing as smoothly, either downward or back upward. Without steady circulation, her legs weren't getting enough oxygen and nutrients. That's why they felt tired and weak, like they just couldn't keep up. At the same time, fluid was building up in her lower body. Her kidneys and lymphatic system weren't clearing water efficiently, and gravity pulled it all toward her feet and ankles. That swelling wasn't just uncomfortable, it made walking harder, balance trickier, and sleep more restless. And then there was muscle loss. Without regular stimulation, the muscles in her thighs and calves were shrinking quietly. Margaret wasn't lazy, she was simply unaware. But weaker muscles placed more strain on her joints and raised her risk of falling. It wasn't hopeless, though. Her body didn't need a miracle. It needed support. And Margaret found that support in the most unexpected way. Secret oil. It was a quiet Tuesday afternoon when Margaret discovered the bottle. She wasn't even searching for it. She had been reorganizing her spice cabinet, something she hadn't done in years, when she spotted it, tucked behind the vinegar and dried oregano. She picked it up, read the label, and smiled to herself. Rosemary oil. She remembered buying it ages ago after reading that it was good for sore muscles, but like many things, it had been forgotten. That night, her legs were aching again. Instead of reaching for her heating pad, she thought, why not? She rubbed a few drops of rosemary oil between her palms, warmed it slightly, and gently massaged it into her calves and thighs. The aroma alone changed the atmosphere, herbal, fresh, calming. But it was what happened next that truly surprised her. Within minutes, she felt a gentle warmth spreading under her skin. Not burning, just comforting, as though her legs were waking up. That night, for the first time in weeks, she slept through without cramping. Rosemary oil may sound simple, but there's a reason it has been used for generations. It's more than a kitchen herb. It's rich in powerful plant compounds like rosmaric acid and antioxidants. These elements help increase blood flow, calm inflamed tissues, and ease muscle tension. In fact, ancient Greek and Roman healers used rosemary oil in exactly this way, for tired legs, stiff joints, and sore feet after long walks. What makes it so special is how quickly it works. It stimulates peripheral circulation, bringing blood back to the legs, ankles, and feet, the areas that need it most. It also has anti-inflammatory effects, helping to reduce swelling caused by standing or sitting too long. And just as important, it brings peace, the soothing scent, the warmth, the ritual. For Margaret, it became more than just a massage. It became a moment for herself. How to use the oil? Now let's talk about how Margaret actually used the oil. Not just what she used, but how. Because this is what turned a simple product into a powerful daily ritual. The best time to apply rosemary oil is right after a warm shower. At that moment, the skin is clean, pores are open, and muscles are slightly relaxed. But even if you haven't just bathed, what matters most is that your legs are clean and dry. Margaret would start by warming the little bottle in her hands for a few seconds. If it felt too cold, she'd place it near a warm towel for a moment. Then she'd pour 5 or 6 drops into her palm, rub her hands together, and take a deep breath. That herbal, earthy, grounding scent was like flipping a switch. It signaled to her body, "This is your time now." She always began at her ankles, moving in slow circular motions upward. Not rushing, not pressing too hard, just firm, carrying strokes up her calves, behind her knees, down her shins, and higher into her thighs. On her thighs, she slowed down even more, using long, sweeping motions as if she were giving her legs a hug. It wasn't just a massage, it was connection. Each leg took her about 5 to 7 minutes. She breathed deeply as she worked, syncing her movements with her breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. It became almost like meditation, a moment of calm and care in a noisy world. Here's what worked best for her: twice a day. Once in the morning, to energize her legs for the day ahead. And once at night, to release the tension that had built up during the day. 7 days. That's all it took to notice the shift. After that first week, Margaret didn't stop. She simply adjusted. Sometimes she massaged once a day, sometimes only at night when her legs felt heavier. But it never felt like a chore. It became part of her rhythm, just like brushing her teeth or drinking tea before bed. And if you want to make it even more powerful, there are small things you can add. After the massage, she often propped her legs up on 2 pillows for about 15 minutes, letting the blood flow back toward her heart. Other times, when her legs felt especially sore, she'd place a warm towel across them after massaging. The moist heat helped the oil sink in deeper and brought extra comfort. But the most important part wasn't the oil, the pillows, or the towel. It was the stillness. No phone. No TV. No background noise. Just Margaret, her hands, and her breath. Because when you slow down, something shifts, not just in your body, but in your spirit too. And if you're wondering what happens after doing this for a full week, let's look at that next. 7-day transformation. What surprised Margaret most wasn't just how her legs felt, it was how quickly they began to respond. By the end of the first week, she noticed changes she hadn't felt in years. And while everyone's body is different, many people report a similar rhythm of improvement. Day 1. It wasn't about pain relief yet, it was about presence. Just taking the time to massage her legs, to breathe, and to focus on herself already made her feel lighter. Maybe not physically at first, but emotionally. It reminded her that her body still mattered, that she still mattered. Day 2. A subtle difference appeared. Her legs didn't feel as stiff when she stood up. And at night, the usual cramps didn't jolt her awake. She slept more deeply, more peacefully. Day 3. While moving around the house, she noticed something surprising. She wasn't shuffling anymore. Her steps were smoother. Her feet didn't drag. Yes, there was still some soreness, but the heaviness had started to lift. Day 4. Her skin looked healthier. The dryness and flakiness she had ignored were replaced by a soft glow. Her legs looked alive again, and that made her feel more alive too. Days 5 and 6. Something new appeared, confidence. She walked taller. She didn't hesitate stepping off the curb. She even climbed stairs without gripping the railing. Day 7. Margaret paused, looked down at her legs, and smiled. For the first time in a long time, they didn't feel like a burden. They felt like a part of her again. And while those 7 days can bring real, noticeable change, some people find even better results when they explore other natural oils that match their unique needs. 3 other natural oils for Margaret. Rosemary oil worked wonders, but it's not the only natural option out there. In fact, depending on what your legs are going through, whether it's swelling, nighttime cramps, or visible veins, there may be another oil that suits your body even better. Let's start with one that many people over 60 are rediscovering: arnica oil. If your legs bruise easily, feel tender to the touch, or swell after walking or standing, this might be what your body has been quietly needing. Arnica comes from a bright yellow flower long used in traditional remedies across Europe. When applied properly, it eases inflammation and calms muscle tissue that's been overworked. Margaret's friend Helen, age 75, who spends long days on her feet selling vegetables at the market, swears by it now. After just a few days of use, the soreness behind her knees melted away. Now, if your biggest struggle is sleep, especially when leg discomfort keeps you up at night, consider lavender oil. Its scent alone is enough to calm the mind, but when massaged into the legs, it does even more. Lavender gently relaxes muscles, soothes overactive nerves, and helps both your legs and your mind rest. That's why many people keep it on their bedside table, ready for evenings when their body simply won't settle. Then there's horse chestnut oil. This one is especially helpful if you're dealing with poor circulation or visible veins. It has been widely used across Europe, particularly in Germany, to strengthen blood vessel walls and reduce the heavy, dragging feeling in the lower legs. For those whose ankles balloon by the end of the day, or who feel like their legs are simply giving up, horse chestnut may be exactly what's needed. And here's the best part: you don't have to choose just one. Some people blend a few drops of each oil into a carrier oil, like almond or olive, and apply it the same way. Others switch between oils depending on how their legs feel that day. What matters most is listening. Your body always speaks, and these oils simply help you respond. But remember, no oil, no matter how powerful, works alone. To truly transform how your legs feel, a few simple habits can make all the difference. Let's explore those next. Daily habits. Have you ever wondered why some people see results faster than others? The truth is, the oils play their part, but your daily habits complete the picture. Margaret didn't transform her life overnight. She didn't join a gym or start taking a dozen new supplements. Instead, she made small, simple changes that anyone can do. Each morning before breakfast, she took a short 10-minute walk around her block. No pressure, no rushing, just fresh air, steady steps, and a gentle rhythm in her legs. That little movement worked like a pump, boosting circulation and helping the oils work deeper and longer. She also added 3 easy exercises anyone can do at home. Standing by the kitchen counter, she rose onto her toes and lowered herself slowly to strengthen her calves. Sitting in her armchair, she stretched one leg at a time to engage her thighs. Whenever she remembered, she made gentle circles with her ankles to keep blood flowing. None of this took more than 5 minutes, but the impact was huge. Her meals didn't change much either. She simply added more circulation-friendly foods like garlic, turmeric, and berries, while cutting back on salt, especially in the evenings. This one small shift reduced swelling in her ankles. Rest was just as important. Each afternoon, Margaret took 15 minutes to elevate her legs, resting 2 pillows under her calves while she breathed deeply. At night, she tucked a soft pillow under her ankles while sleeping. These small, mindful adjustments added up beautifully. As more people begin this journey, certain questions come up again and again. Let's address them clearly and honestly. 1. Can I still use the oil if I have varicose veins? Yes, but gently. If your veins are visible or sensitive, avoid pressing directly on them. Use soft upward strokes and elevate your legs afterward. That small step makes a big difference. 2. I'm over 80. Will this still work for me? Absolutely. Age does not erase your body's ability to respond. It may take a little longer, but your skin, muscles, and circulation still listen. In fact, many people in their late 80s and early 90s have reported feeling stronger, more stable, and more connected after just a few days of consistent care. 3. Is this only for women? Not at all. Men need this just as much. Poor circulation, leg cramps, and muscle loss don't discriminate. Many older men who had never tried massage before were surprised at how much it helped, not just physically, but emotionally too. 4. How long should I keep using it? There is no strict rule. 7 days is a good start. After that, continue daily or a few times a week, depending on how your legs feel. For some, it becomes a nightly habit, something to look forward to. Just listen to your body. It will guide you. 5. What if I don't feel results right away? That's okay. Everyone responds differently. If your legs have been struggling for years, it may take more than a few days to undo the tension. Be consistent. Pair the oil with movement, hydration, and rest. Even small improvements, less swelling, better sleep, easier steps, mean something is working. Senior health tips before we close, there's one last reminder. Something many people don't hear enough. Your legs have carried you through a lifetime, through celebrations, through grief, and through every step that brought you to where you are today. They've supported you when nothing else could. Maybe, over time, you stopped noticing them. Or worse, you began resenting them for aching, slowing down, or changing shape. But here's the truth, they still deserve care. You still deserve care. Not because you need to look younger. Not because you have anything to prove. But simply because attention is a form of love, and your body is worthy of that love at every age. So tonight, take 5 minutes. Warm a little oil in your hands, breathe deeply, and listen, to your body, to your breath, and to that quiet feeling of coming home to yourself. If this video touched you, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to HealthVerse for more natural ways to feel strong, supported, and fully alive in your own body. Until next time, walk gently, and walk with love.